Hey, what is going on, crypto people? It is the Crypto Siege with another day in the life, in the crazy life that is the digital asset space. Good morning. It is what is this, Saturday? Yeah, Saturday, the 1st of October. Happy October to each and every one of you. So interesting stuff going on with Celsius. We're going to cover that. Interesting updates with from David Adler and the Celsius UCC in reference to loans, which I think is massively important. And also a very, very massive update in that Celsius has filed, if you will, to begin the process for allowing open bids, if you will, and reorganization. A lot of stuff has happened with Celsius Network since Al Smashinsky stepped down. And so we're going to cover that as well. And the Celsius UCC is also getting into motion to subpoena people who owe Celsius Network. And I think this is very, very important. I'm going to bring that to you guys as well. Very, very interesting stuff. So you want to stay to the end for that as well. Listen, guys. This is your XRP Ripple daily news in around 0 to 10 minutes. Let's go over the market because, again, the market is doing what the market does. I'm going to refresh here real quick just to make sure everything is good. So the total cryptocurrency market cap is at $978 billion, guys. $978 billion, which means it's down from over $3 trillion. The Bitcoin dominance is 37.9%. Bitcoin is trading at $19,338. Again, Ethereum is trading at $1,326, and XRP is trading at 47 cents. 47 cents. Not financial advice, but I did re-enter my position into Gala Games today. Excited about that. And if it goes to 3 or 2 cents, I will just continue to dollar cost average into there. Quant is up 28% on the 7-day, trading at $142. Very, very interesting. So let's go over some of the stuff here on Twitter. David Adler. Well, I just wanted to say we appreciate you taking your time and energy to share with the Celsius community. And I know that we do have a lot of people on this channel, even though it is primarily dedicated to XRP and Ripple. We do discuss other assets. Obviously, we also been doing Generational Wealth Wednesdays. We talk about the traditional financial products and if any of them are any good at all, right? And so in addition to that, so we talk about Celsius. So we have a lot of people on Celsius because that was part of Generational Wealth Wednesdays at one time. That are on the channel that hold XRP, part of the FLR network, airdrop, et cetera, et cetera. We're going to cover some of that as well. So David Adler, we appreciate you, my friend. David Adler is an attorney, bankruptcy attorney. He is actually representing some people from Celsius in the loan and the borrower community. So it's here, David Adler says, Celsius just filed a statement of account holder loan obligations. Celsius states in bold that it is not seeking to enforce any payment obligations. So there's a lot of things going on in the community because a lot of account holders were still getting letters asking for money. And Celsius Loans was making a point, very passionate guy who's making the point that, you know, misinformed, the people not on Twitter Spaces, not getting on YouTube, the misinformed will send money into this bankrupt company because they don't know any better. And Celsius Network is not going to return the money, even though they have repeatedly put out that they're not seeking to do any enforcement actions or, I mean, you know, trying to liquidate the loans or anything like that. But to the unsuspecting, they'll send that money into a bankrupt company and expecting and or hoping that they'll get the collateral back, and that's simply just not the case. So Celsius states in bold that it is not seeking to enforce any payment obligations. So when you look at this, it's a very interesting thing from Celsius. On the can't look at that's not very good. During the course of these Chapter 11 cases, however, the debtors are not seeking. Let me read it from the beginning. This is from Celsius, right? As a general matter, an individual borrowers, individually a borrower and obligation to repay maturing loans on a debtor platform remains in force during these Chapter 11 cases. As a general, right? During the course of these Chapter 11 cases, however, the debtors are not seeking to enforce payment obligations on account of outstanding loan borrowers on account of outstanding loans. Borrowers do not need to repay such loans during these Chapter 11 cases, and no interest or penalties will be accrued post maturity. Now, Celsius UCC wanted to just make sure people are understanding this, right? Because there was some confusion. Celsius UCC put out here as well: the debtors are not seeking to enforce payment obligations on account of outstanding loans. Borrowers do not need to repay such loans during these Chapter 11 cases, and no interest or penalties will be assessed post-maturity. This is obviously an excerpt from the Celsius filing, because it says here, but take note, if you nevertheless pay your loan, the debtors are not releasing collateral to borrowers or setting off claims absent further order of the bankruptcy court. So I know I have an outstanding loan. I have not been paying interest payments since July. My last one was in July. After obviously, I might have been just after when they were taking interest payments, but I did not make any subsequent payments on that loan and will not. So just to keep you guys up to date on what's going on there, hugely important with the loans. Another thing that I wanted to cover, I'll get it right. Another thing I wanted to cover with you guys here, so it's important. So from the Celsius UCC, the October 6th court hearing, including the stablecoin motion, has been adjourned to October the 20th. The October 7th status conference on the custody slant withhold issues is still happening as planned. And so it's a couple of things going on here that we need to know. What is this one? Is this the appointee? All right. So the UST, the United States Trustee, did put in a motion about withhold accounts and paying any money out. So says here, the debtor's motion seeking entry of an order authorizing the debtors to reopen withdrawals for certain customers with respect. So Celsius wanted to pay certain custody holders, right? To reopen withdrawals for certain customers with respect to certain assets held in the custody program and the withhold accounts, right? Simon Dixon has been saying on and on and on that about this, that this is it's a Kirkland and Ellis plan to get these assets out to the customers so that Celsius can say, see, these are things, custody people own their stuff, but we own the earned stuff. It was like a little slide maneuver. Trustee caught on to it for sure. Motion seeking entry of an order permitting the sale of stablecoins in the ordinary course as well. So, United States Trustee, through his counsel, files this limited omnibus objection to the motion of the Celsius Network LLC for the entry of an order authorizing the debtors to reopen withdrawals and for certain customers with respect to certain assets held in the custody. And that's one of the problems, is for certain customers, not all custody. It's a slide maneuver by Kirkland. With respect to certain assets held in the custody program and withhold accounts, the motion of the debtors for entry of an order permitting the sale of stable coins, which is again another thing that Celsius wanted to do. They wanted to sell the stable coins. Stable coins belong to you and I. Sale of stable coin in the ordinary course. In support thereof, the United States trustfully, respectfully represents as follows. The motions are premature and should be denied until after the examiner report is filed. First, the withdrawal motions seek to impulsively distribute funds to one group of creditors in advance of a fulsome understanding of the debtor's cryptocurrency holdings, relationship of the debtor's cryptocurrency balance sheet to cryptocurrencies deposited by various different groups of creditors, and transfer of crypto between and among other different types of accounts. Second, the stablecoin motion seeks to liquidate stablecoins held by the debtors without providing information regarding who owns the stablecoin, segregation, or the impact of such sale on later distribution to creditors who may have stablecoins on deposit with the debtors. Indeed, the facts necessary to evaluate these motions are the exact facts identified by the examiner motion as lacking transparency, and that the examiner is required to investigate and analyze an examiner's report. So, in other words, the U.S. trustee is like, no, we don't want we don't want releasing custody accounts and withhold accounts. We don't want to open those withdrawals, and we don't want any kind of stable coins to be sold as well. So here it is here. Upon application, so and here the examiner is the huge thing. So a U.S. trustee has finally picked an examiner, right? Hugely important. This examiner being put in place is going to just provide massive amount of transparency in terms of coins and the whole 9 yards, and it's massively important. So she apparently has been appointed. Upon the application of William Harrington, United States trustee for Region 2, and it appearing that Shobha Pillay, a disinterested person as set forth, has been appointed by the United States trustee in the above Chapter 11 case. Ordered that appointment by Shelby examiners approved pursuant to Chapter 11. So she is the new, not the new, but she has been appointed as the examiner to look, and she has a pretty extensive background as well. So we do have an examiner. This is something that we wanted. I know there was some kind of back and forth and whether or not we wanted an examiner or if we just wanted a kind of like a trustee. David Adler, I know, has been pushing for that to help things kind of move along in terms of getting liquidity to the creditors. For thus far, it doesn't look like that's going to happen. So the other thing that I wanted to point out to you guys is that the UCC White Case LLP is going after some people who owe Celsius money. Official Committee of Unsecured Creditors ex parte application for an order pursuant to Federal R Bank, authorizing the Official Committee of Unsecured Creditors to issue subpoenas. I don't know what deuces T-cum upon Equities First Holding. So they want to subpoena Equities First Holding LLC. And here's the background on that. The Official Committee of Unsecured Creditors, and above caption, by through its counsel, White Case, respectfully submit this application, subpoena the company Equities First. So in declaration of Alex Mashinsky, the CEO of Celsius, in support of Chapter 11 petitions, in the Mashinsky declaration, Mashinsky states that from October 2019 to February of 2021, Celsius Network took out collateralized term loans from a private lending platform. Mashinsky declared, Mashinsky further states that when the debtors attempt to repay these loans, the private lending platform was unable to return the debtors' collateral. Celsius had the money, wanted to pay the loan, and the group said, Equities First said, we don't have your collateral. The debtors attempted to repay these loans. The private lending platform was unable to return the debtors' collateral, and the debtors became that platform's creditors now, right? So they flipped the script, right? Celsius flipped the script, and so now the Equities First has to pay Celsius, right? With approximately 509 million uncollateralized claim. 509 million they owe Celsius. As of July 14th, 2022, the debtors were still owed approximately 439 million. So in the month of the bankruptcy filing, Equities First still owed Celsius 439 million in aggregate principal. Wow. Notably, the machine exaggeration did not identify the private lending platform at issue. Subsequent media reports have revealed that the platform is EFH. EFH has not appeared in the Chapter 11 cases. It is the committee's understanding that the debtors still have not recovered the collateral pledge to Equities First Holdings. EFH continues to owe hundreds of millions of dollars to the debtors. So to wrap this thing up, the UCC is doing its job, and they want to subpoena Equities First to find out what is going on. Where is this money? Why didn't they have the collateral, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, because they think there might be a smoking gun there, very, very similar to the whole loan deals with Tether. So, stay tuned. And so the hopes is Equity First getting in this Chapter 11, being subpoenaed, and find out what's going on with that money. Are they paying Celsius $5 million a month, as Celsius alleges? And I'm sure there's going to be further steps that this $5 million somehow makes its way into the coffer to meet the hole, if you will. And so that the creditors can begin to benefit from this, because we got to really find out what's going on with Equity First. Who is Equity First? Why did Celsius take out this collateralized loan with this quote unquote Equity First? So get them into court, get them into the Chapter 11 proceedings. I think it's very, very smart. All right, guys. So listen, that does. I do want again to note, guys, for people who have loans at Celsius, or people who not have loans, who are the Spark tokens and look into that, and you want to make your voice heard as to whether or not something can be done, that you do want your Spark token. Again, you can go to cases.ra.crow.com. Right, and you may have to do /Celsius if you want to do that as well. You go over here to the type right for menu, and you can see the information center here, an 800 number for US and Canada and internationally, and an email where you can contact them, and a Twitter. The Twitter is at Celsius UCC. So this is the Celsius UCC's website. And so you're able to kind of submit your requests and your concerns about your airdrop tokens. Hugely important. Take the time to do it. I did it. I've done it already. Takes less than 5 minutes to do so. All right, guys, listen. I'm going to, this wraps up your XRP Ripple Daily News in around 0 to 10 minutes. I hope it has been of value to you. If it has, do me a favor, subscribe to the channel. We're on that mad rush to 10,000 subscribers. Thank you so much for doing that. Hit that like button, and beyond anything else, that helps absolutely the most with the YouTube algorithm and getting this channel out to more and more of us looking to become the new 1%. And ring the notification bell so you know when we go live on whatever we do, upload a video. I'm going to end this video like I do all of my videos and remind you guys of this.
Old money doesn't want you to win. They don't want us to win. They would rather that we remain a cog in their perpetual wheel of trading our time for dollars. They don't want us to play in the same playground that they play in, where we allow our money to work for us. This is our chance to win, guys. The digital asset space is our chance to win. We are in the midst of the greatest transfer of wealth in the history of man. Are you participating, or are you standing on the sidelines? Here's what I do know, that the battle for you has already been fought, and the victory is yours. Go get it.